Hey, what's up, everybody? Ryan here with the DFS 5-pack. So, had to take a couple week hiatus from tip of the day. Holidays just keep you busy. I'm sure you guys can all relate. I'm sure the majority of you guys were extremely busy, but kind of back in the swing of things the last couple of days. So, I'd like to get back to kind of running through this on a daily basis, and had something from last night that I wanted to talk about. So, thought that would work out pretty well. Hold on, let me just see if I can learn how to screen share real quick. All right, there we go. So we were doing these pretty much daily before, and like I said, just kind of got busy. So let's roll into it now. If you guys are new to the channel, easiest way to get new videos, subscribe. The thumbs up is always appreciated. And of course, if you want the full breakdown, just go sign up to be a member. Link to the website is down there below. Just a reminder, the holiday specials are still up, so you get a rebate for all new customers. And today's tips. So I thought this was really good one to talk about today because I thought we had a great example last night, and that was looking sometimes at close games for kind of pivoting off like the chalky guys. So last night we talked about Joel Embiid. It was an absolute smash spot against the Wizards, but that game screamed blowout. It had blowout written all over it. We talked about that one in detail throughout this, that it was difficult to get away from Embiid in cash games, knowing he would be, highly owned, and he was about 50% owned, and that he would crush on his time on the court. But with the tail end of back-to-back the next day, knowing that the Sixers at home are really, really tough, and that this game would have had a really good chance to be a blowout, that his minutes might be down. Inevitably, this happened. The minutes were way down. Now, I played Embiid again, so this is me telling you the play I would have made if I'd played GPPs last night, but I played Embiid. So I'm not saying I was like the one who went over and played Jokic, first of all. But Embiid lost a lot of time. On the meantime, I talked about during our members only video that I liked Jokic a lot against the Heat because that game set up to be really, really close. In the NBA, when you have close games, this is often a point where the best players take over. Jokic ended up going off for, I believe, close to 60 points. I didn't add it up. And I couldn't find him anywhere because he was like probably less than 1% owned. So what you got by switching to a close game, even though the matchup with Nikola Jokic wasn't nearly as good as the matchup for Joel Embiid, not even close. But you had a game that was much more likely to be close. So what Jokic did, and both Jokic and Embiid are awesome at DFS. We all know this, but Jokic got about 18 more points at lower money, at maybe a 40th of the ownership. It could even be less than that. I couldn't even find Jokic. He may not even have been owned, period, last night. But that made a lot of sense in the aspect that best players take over in close games. Earlier this year, we had a game where Matt and I stacked Kawhi versus Kyrie Irving. Now, typically, we don't go after the Celtics or the Raptors because they're both two really good defensive teams, but we liked both guys a lot and went set up to be a really close game. What happened was that game was really close. So the two best players took over down the stretch. So occasionally, and I'm not one to do this a lot because I focus on cash games a lot more, but especially like on smaller slates, sometimes if you can just find the close game, maybe it won't have as much of the pace that you want. Maybe the defense will be better and things like that. But just the fact that the game is close and the best players have to take over, you can oftentimes get a jump on the crowd that way by being a little bit different. So hopefully that made sense. I feel like I maybe didn't do a great enough job of explaining it, but the key sometimes is just find the closer game, and that would have worked out money. Again, I didn't play Jokic last night. I liked him, but I didn't play him, and that would have been a money play in GPPs because you could have gone up, like I said, about 18 points on the crowd with a few extra hundred to play around with at a minute difference in owner, or a huge difference in ownership. So that's that. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you're new to the station, hit that red button that says subscribe, and we'll see you in just a little bit here for the regular DFS stuff as we break down the Wednesday night slate.